Hey, welcome to The Explainer. Today we're talking about something huge for B2B product teams, ditching those rigid, outdated plans for something way more powerful, the Agile Roadmap. This isn't just about planning work. It's really about creating a shared vision and making sure everyone, and I mean everyone, is moving in the same direction.
So let me ask you something. Does this sound familiar? You spend weeks getting a plan just right. It's perfect, and then boom! The moment a key customer gives feedback or a competitor makes a move, it's totally obsolete. If your roadmap feels more like a history book than a guide to the future, well, you're definitely not alone. And that is the exact problem the Agile Roadmap was born to solve.
Okay, so look at this. On the left, that's the old way, right? A super complex Gantt chart, totally obsessed with hitting these rigid deadlines and just cranking out features. It's brittle, and it breaks the second things change. But on the right, that's the new way. It's simple, it's flexible, and it's all about outcomes. It's built for the world we actually live in, where change is pretty much the only constant. So let's really dig into what this new approach is all about. All right, section 1. We're going beyond that old school Gantt chart. So what is an Agile Roadmap, really? Well, at its core, it's a huge shift in thinking, moving away from those fixed plans and towards a much more flexible, strategic way of working. So here's the official definition, but let's break it down. An Agile Roadmap is a strategic guide. It's not a detailed project plan. Its whole job is to focus on the why, the outcomes we're trying to achieve, not just the what, which are the features we're going to build. And notice this key phrase, broad time horizons. We are not talking about specific dates here. We're talking about things like quarters. This gives you the breathing room you need to adapt. And, in practice, this can be incredibly simple. The most popular format you'll see is now, next, and later. Now is pretty straightforward. It's what the team is actively working on right now. Next is what's on deck. It's well-defined and ready to go. And later, well, that's where the bigger ideas and the long-term vision live, but with a lot less detail. This structure is amazing because it gives you clarity, but it stops you from making false promises about things way out in the future. And this right here, this is probably the most crucial mindset shift of all. Your roadmap is not some static document you create once a year and then forget about. No way. It's a living artifact. It should be updated all the time, maybe quarterly, maybe even monthly, to reflect everything new you're learning from customers, from the market, and from your own priorities. Okay, so this flexibility leads us to what is, honestly, the Agile Roadmap's biggest superpower. Its ability to align all your different stakeholders. And in B2B, that is a huge deal. Because, let's be real, in the B2B world, complexity is the name of the game. A product manager might have to get, on average, 7 different groups on the same page. You've got executives who care about revenue, sales teams who just need to close deals, and engineers who are focused on technical debt and feasibility. Every single one of these groups has totally different priorities. And this is why a one-size-fits-all roadmap just doesn't work. You can't show the same document to everyone. Think about it. For your execs, you're going to want to highlight the big strategic outcomes. For the sales team, you'll focus on customer benefits and maybe some high-level timelines. And for your engineering team, you'll connect it to the actual sprint-level work. It's all the same strategy. You're just showing it through different lenses to make it relevant for each audience. So the big question is, how do you keep everyone aligned? Well, it's not a one-and-done thing. It's an ongoing process. You have to hold regular review sessions. You need to be super transparent about trade-offs, why you're prioritizing one thing over another, and it really helps to use shared collaborative tools so everyone is always looking at the same single source of truth.
All right, moving on. We need to make sure this roadmap isn't just a list of cool ideas floating in space. It has to connect directly to the company's biggest, most important business goals.
And here's the key. Your roadmap should be the execution plan for your OKRs, your objectives and key results. It is literally the bridge that connects that high-level company ambition to the actual day-to-day work your development team is doing.
Let's walk through how this actually works. You start with a big objective, something like improve enterprise customer adoption. Okay, great. But how do you measure that? You break it down into measurable key results, like implement single sign-on or launch usage analytics. And then, boom. Those key results become the actual initiatives you put on your now, next, later roadmap. You see that? It's a direct, traceable line all the way from top-level strategy right down to execution. And this is what really shifts the whole conversation. As product expert Roman Pichler puts it, when you combine OKRs with an outcome-focused roadmap, you move away from just building a list of features and toward achieving measurable, goal-oriented results. The whole company starts thinking in terms of goals. Now, of course, building an amazing product is really only half the battle, right? Your product roadmap has to be perfectly in sync with the teams who are going to actually launch it, market it, and sell it. And that is where the go-to-market, or GTM roadmap, comes into play. Just think of it as a companion to your product roadmap. It's usually owned by marketing or product marketing, and it outlines all those other crucial activities, things like webinars, sales training, website updates, that have to happen for a launch to be a success.
This timeline here shows you exactly how dependent these things are. See how it works? When the product team hits a milestone, like a beta release, that kicks off a whole chain of events for the GTM teams. So if that beta slips by a couple of weeks, guess what? The webinar and the sales training have to slide too. Having a shared, visible timeline makes this coordination possible. So making this collaboration happen is absolutely key. You've got to invite marketing and sales into your planning sessions early on. You need to hold regular check-ins across all the teams. This isn't about the product team just dictating a timeline. It's about co-creating a launch plan that the entire company can get behind and execute together.
Okay, so let's start to bring this all together. When you boil it all down, the Agile Roadmap is so much more than just a plan. It's a tool for creating a shared vision, a shared understanding of where we're all going, and, maybe most importantly, why we're going there.
And that North Star metaphor we mentioned earlier, it's just perfect for this. The roadmap acts as a constant reference point for absolutely everyone. It makes sure that the daily work an engineer is doing is directly tied to the company's biggest goals. It provides that essential why behind all the work. And that brings us to a final, really crucial insight, which is summed up perfectly by product leader Rich Mironov. He said, roadmaps are communication vehicles, not decision vehicles. Think about that. Their main job isn't to make the decisions. It's to communicate the strategy and the decisions that have already been made. It's a tool for alignment, first and foremost.
This chart really drives that point home. I mean, look at this. If you break down where an Agile roadmap actually delivers value, a massive 60% of it is just communication. Strategy comes next, and the detailed planning part, that's a distant third. Its number one job is just to get everyone on the same page.
So, I'll leave you with a question to think about. Take a hard look at your current roadmap. Is it a static document that just gets emailed around and filed away? Or is it the starting point for a real, continuous, collaborative conversation? Honestly, the answer to that question tells you everything you need to know.
And that's it for this explainer. Thanks so much for tuning in.